In this video I'm going to show you how to apply sorting and filtering to your JTable. So if I run an app which I created earlier on, this is a really simple JTable application. It just has a JTable and there's 3 rows of data in it for 3 people, Bob, Mike and Angie. Okay, now what I want to do first of all is I'm going to sort this table, so I want to be able to have these people listed in order of their name, alphabetical order, so Angie, Bob, Mike should be the correct order. Now this is really easy to do with JTable. All you have to do is first of all create a table row sorter. And when you create the table row sorter, you have to provide the table model that you created. So this is where I create my table model, and it's called model. So inside the brackets I'll put model and include that table row sorter. Okay, now once I've created the sorter, I have to tell my table that I want to use that sorter, so I put table.setRowSorter and then provide that sorter. When I run the program, you can see that it looks the same at the beginning, but now if I click on the title, then I can sort things by name or by age, and it handles both ascending and descending. So that's really easy functionality that you can get pretty much out of the box. Now, slightly more complicated is if we want to filter the rows in the table. So let's say that I want to be able to search for people's name and only display the entries in the table which match what I'm searching for. There is a way to do that, and it's still part of the sorter API. So what I do is I put sorter.setRowFilter. Now I need to create a new row filter, so I'll put new row filter, open close brackets and open close curly brackets. Now I need to start importing, sorry, it should be table row filter, not just row filter. I need to import that from javax.swing. Oh, sorry, it is row filter. There you are. Okay, and then add in unimplemented methods. Sorry guys, my fault. Okay, so here we are. I've created a new row filter, and this has this method include, which receives an entry. Now an entry just means a row of your table. So let's say I want to get the name out of that row of my table. I put string name equals entry dot get value 0. Now that is the 0th item in my table row, so that means the first column. Okay, and I need to convert it to a string, so I just put toString. Now I can return true or false, saying whether I want to include that row in my filtered table. So for the time being, let's say that I just want to include Bob, so I put name.content equals Bob. Now if I do that, then the other users in my table are going to disappear, and I just get Bob within my table. Now that's fine, but I don't normally want to just filter by one name. I want to be able to give the user a chance to change what they're filtering by. So let's have a look at how to do that. I'll go to my design view and I will find JText field, and I'm going to create a new text field somewhere up here. I think that will do. And let's call it filter text field. Variable filter text field is already visible. Okay. Let's call it search text field. Okay. So now if I go back to source, and I've created my JText field here, which is called search text field, and then inside my filter method I'm going to put search text field dot get text. Okay, and that is what I'm looking for. So let's put string search text equals search text field dot get text. Now I'm going to say that I want to include a name, I want to include a row in my table if the name starts with the search text. So that means that if somebody's name is Robert and I type Rob, then it's going to include that name because it starts with the letters ROB. Now there is a problem here, because if I run the application, although it does have that filter, if I start typing a name like MI, what should happen is that it will just filter out the word Mike, but it doesn't, and the reason is because Java doesn't know automatically that when I type in this field it needs to update the table with the changes that have been made. Okay, so although I have changed the filter on the table, Java doesn't know that, so typing in here doesn't have an immediate effect. Okay, so let's close that window, and then we need to add a way in which Java is going to know that the table needs to be updated. It's not too tricky. What we do is I write search text field, which is the area that the user types in, and then get document, which is where the text that the user types is stored, and then I want to add a document listener. Okay, so a document listener is an object which is going to be notified when the document is changed. Now I write new document listener, and it's the same pattern as before: open close brackets, open close curly brackets, get Eclipse to import document listener, and get Eclipse to add the unimplemented methods. Now the document listener is a bit annoying because there are 3 different methods which probably aren't all necessary, but in any case that's how it's been made. So we've got insert update, remove update, change update. We don't really care which method it is. All we want to do is tell Java to rebuild the table, refilter the table, and you can do that by typing model.fire table data changed. Now that needs to go in all of these different methods. Okay, so what we're saying is that if the document, which is the text used in that text field, changes, doesn't matter how it changes, we just want to tell the table that its data has changed and it needs to update. So now if I run that program again, and now let's try typing M, and you can see that as soon as I type M, it filters out every name that doesn't start with an M. Okay, or if I type a B, there we go, filters out, it filters down to Bob. So this gives me a simple way to search the table quickly and conveniently.